Hey, good afternoon, everybody. So today I'm going to talk to you about how to structure your argument essay. So let's get into it. How to structure your argument essay. If you follow these steps for each paragraph, you'll know exactly what to do when you're writing your essay. Let's talk about it. So I'm not going to read over all of this, but just know that this organization information is on these slides. So if you're wondering what each paragraph in your argument essay should contain, just go to these slides and just pause the video so that you can read over this slide. These are 5-paragraph essay structure. There's many different ways to structure an essay, an argument essay, but this is one. This is what each paragraph should include, and we're going to go over that real quick. Here's 2 visual examples of how some people structure an argument essay. Both are fine. If you've been taught a different way in the past, you can incorporate what you've learned from that as well. So again, you can go back to this video and pause it on these slides to read them over. So this is my argument essay that I wrote. This is my opinion on the subject we've been looking at, the issue of whether we should use genetic engineering on babies or humans. So this is what I came up with. I'm just going to go through each paragraph and the elements or the parts that are in each paragraph. And you want to do the same in yours. So first paragraph, introduce your claim. A claim usually comes right at the end of your first paragraph. I've underlined it here. You can start us off with a hook. This just grabs your reader's attention. So I say, have you ever noticed how advances in technology change human behavior in society? I pose a question. When a new device comes on the market, all of a sudden everyone wants it. Everyone wants to post their trip to California, and everyone wants to show off their best life. So I'm posing a question. I'm grabbing my reader's attention by making a comparison to something else that we deal with nowadays, another kind of technology, social media. Next, I introduce the topic, which in our case is genetic engineering. I just give my reader a little bit of background info on genetic engineering. The powerful technology of genetic engineering is no different. For the past few decades, we have been able to manipulate our genes and DNA to improve our health. But as we've seen with rampant social media use, no powerful or popular technology is free from consequences. And then I state my claim. Remember, this is just my opinion. Just like you'll come up with your claim. This is the one that I decided to go with. I'm going to argue that I do not believe babies should be genetically engineered because we are playing with humanity's genetic code, and this could lead to inequality and destroy our individuality. So there's 2 things that I'm going to focus on in this essay. I'm going to try to prove that using genetic engineering on babies will limit equality, will cause inequality, and that it will also destroy our individuality. So, paragraph 2, I set out to do that. Paragraph 2, you're going to state your first reason. So, my first reason for believing my claim is that if we were to routinely allow parents to select which genes they wanted for their child, I worry that inequality in society could be pushed to the extreme. This is a problem because it could lead to an unequal society where only the wealthy or powerful can afford enhancement. So your topic sentence, the first sentence of your second paragraph, is your reason. It's the number one reason why you think this technology is not good, in my case. That's what my claim is. My claim is that this technology is dangerous and it will create inequality and eliminate individuality. So this is my number one reason for thinking that. And that's the point of your topic sentence. That's where you want to state that reason. Then I cite where I'm about to get some evidence from. I give my evidence, this quote from Mark Thiessen's essay, "Gene editing is here, it's an enormous threat." I drop my quote. And not only do I drop a quote, but I also then go on to analyze that quote. This is very important. Don't just drop a quote and then leave it. You want to explain how that quote connects to your reason in your own words. That's what I do right here. Same thing for your third paragraph. Now you're going to look at your second reason to support your claim. This is the second reason why I believe my claim to be true, to be valid. I say we should also consider that our individual personalities could be lost if we use genetic engineering to simply build the best or most perfect children we can. Talking about individuality here, what it means to be us. Again, Topic sentence is where you cite this claim, where you say this claim. Then I go on to cite some more evidence. I always say where I'm about to get my evidence from first. In this case, it's the movie Gattaca by Andrew Nicole. And then I drop my quote. The father says to the geneticist, "We're wondering if it's good to leave a few things to chance." Remember, he says that in that clip. And you can use this for evidence. You can use videos for evidence. You can use the clip from the movie for evidence. And you can use the text for evidence. And then I don't just drop a quote. I go on to analyze it, to explain it in my own words. This is what's most important. I say, we can see the parents are thinking that it might be nice to allow their child the wonder and excitement of learning and growing on their own. I believe that humans learn best by trial and error. In other words, by making mistakes and learning from them. This builds character and a strong sense of one's identity. If everyone is created to be perfect, we might end up with a planet full of arrogant narcissists, or worse, a planet where everyone is the same. Sounds boring to me. So I explain my thinking in my own words. Fourth paragraph, counterclaim. Very important. This is just where you state the other side's opinion, what somebody else might say, pushing back against your opinion. So I say, it should be noted that genetic engineering also has a few important advantages that can help humanity as well, one of which is the ability to cure genetic diseases that may be passed on to children. So I'm acknowledging that there's definitely other viewpoints out there. I'm saying that this viewpoint definitely does exist, and it might even be valid in some ways. But then I go back, I push back, I refute it. I push back on the counterclaim with my original claim. I say, while I sympathize with this viewpoint, I believe we must develop laws and rules first so that the technology is only used for disease research and not abused by those who have the resources and influence to use it to unfair advantages. And again, I have talk a little bit more about another article, or the article I talked about before. And you can do that in your fourth paragraph, or you can also just continue to push back with your own reasoning on why you believe your claim to be true. And the fifth paragraph is just your conclusion. You want to restate your main claim. Again, my main claim is that genetic engineering may push humanity toward massive inequality and rob us of our innate uniqueness, our individuality. You can restate your claim, rephrase it, say it slightly differently, and then offer us a conclusion. A good conclusion really just makes your reader think. It kind of pushes them towards your way of thinking, but it also leaves them with things to chew on. Maybe they want to go into this and study it themselves, do some research themselves. That's what a good conclusion does. It offers a solution or leaves your reader wanting more. And you can also give them some more insights. One of my main reasons for believing this is that I think discrimination between peoples has only led to death and subjugation. We cannot design people because it would limit our drive to sympathize and find common ground through hard work, communication, and a shared sense of responsibility to one another. Diversity is what makes life worth living. It's what makes life beautiful. We must value the differences in one another, not try to make everyone perfect or similar. Life is not perfect, and no person is perfect. Our flaws allow our social imaginations to be kind and tolerant. So you kind of wrap it up a little bit and leave your reader with something to think about. So that's what you're going to do for this argument essay. Again, you can go back to this video, you can pause it wherever you want and read over these 5 different paragraphs to see how you can structure yours. If anybody has any questions, just send me a message in chat. Everybody have a great week.